Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in for Behind the Scenes for Vacation Bible School here at Lifeway Church. So now we're going to be talking about day 3. So you've seen the mock worship rally, and yesterday we were talking about the different themes. And of course, once you pick the theme, now we're going to be talking about the pre-planning. Alright, so go ahead and pause the music. Alright, so we're ready for our first slide right here. Okay, so the first item, of course, for pre-planning is you need a director or directors who will lead next year's Vacation Bible School. I've been fortunate to have directed, I don't really remember how many I've directed, so it's really been a great ministry in my life, and I've been an advocate for Vacation Bible School, and I talk about it some more for the Friday session. Next one.
Then what we really need is prayer. Prayer and lots of prayer for our VBS. If we try to do VBS without praying, we're saying we can do a better job than God can. And so what we really need to do is to invite God in for His will, because He can do more in one moment than we can do in a whole week. So your prayers are really coveted to make the VBS not so much a success, but for it to be what God wants it to be.
And to piggyback on the prayer, you need to pray and to see if you're even the one that's going to be leading for Vacation Bible School. So really, prayers encompasses from the very, very get-go, you leading and picking the theme and all of that. So, all right, next one, the date. So I mentioned yesterday that here at Lifeway Church that we've done our Vacation Bible School either the 3rd week of July or 4th week of July, and there's even times where we've started on a Sunday, and we did the 5 days up through Thursday, and then we would do our family day on the Friday. But our norm is usually Monday to Friday for the 5 days, and then Sunday is our family day. And that even changed in the past, where sometimes we would do it in the nighttime so we could have more people coming in. But the last few years we would do it, well, actually even before, we would do it in the morning as well. And so our normal church service would have a lot of people that don't normally come during Sunday. So our church would be really full of visitors and their families and then us. So.
And then what really makes VBS work is the staff. It really does take a village. In fact, for here at Lifeway, VBS is an all hands on deck activity. And if we have a missing place, it really shows up when we're trying to minister to the kids. So I really appreciate all the people, especially who teach, because every day they're in there with the kids, organizing, teaching, trying to keep doing crowd control and that. But there's lots of different things, from rec to snacks to the missions to music. Everything is really important, and we wouldn't want anything to be left out. So I hope you're praying not just about if, but what part should I play for VBS.
And we've been blessed too in the past years where our Association for Southern Baptists here in San Diego will have a contact of young missionaries that they can ask, and so we've had privileges where they would come and help out. So, because like what Pastor said, it does take a lot, and it's all hands on deck, and sometimes we just don't have enough, and so some other local churches have helped us too, and so we have been very, very blessed and grateful that those have happened. And I think I'm just hoping that all these years that those people that have helped us have been blessed in helping and making this happen. So with that, and so you need the curriculum, with that themes that you just saw yesterday. Well, within that, there's embedded curriculums in there. There's like cards for snacks, like what their ideas for what snacks you want to do. For rec, same thing with their games. Even for the Bible study, I mean, they have the Bible stories defined, but then it's different from the different age groups. So in here, we have the 4 different age groups. Preschoolers, we have K through 2, 3 to 5, 6 through 8, and then once in a while we'll have a 5th one with high schoolers. So, all right.
So next is training, and as Charlene was saying, we're blessed to have an association that helps us out with these things, and every year they do a training for all of the churches in our area, and you can go and it just walks through everything, and they have different breakout sessions depending on if you're a teacher or you deal with rec, or if you're a director, all the different positions in VBS, they have a specific training for each one, and then they also have nice prizes. One year we won the mobile trailer, which is how we got into having that for VBS, which is a good thing. There's also other trainings online in that you can participate in. But even worse than going into a situation where you're putting out there for the kids is going in unprepared. And so it's always good to get training.
Right. And even if it's, like this year, we were actually planning to go on our normal local training down in San Diego, but we were hoping it was going to go virtual, but we didn't hear anything of it. And as you can see, we're just doing the behind the scenes right now, but we would have been really prepared if there was a training and all that. So next one is ideas. It takes a lot for the theme to really come alive, and we decided that it's really important for us, and I know it's a lot of work to do the decorations and kind of picking what are the right crafts for what age group, but I think to kind of say, maybe that's why we have a Great Vacation Bible School ministry here at Lifeway Baptist Church in Dissa, is because we really take the time to, not so much the nitty-gritty of each item, but just to kind of set up the bar. And then that way, the following year, actually at the end of that same year, they look forward to next year, because they remember, it's like, oh my gosh, I remember when I made this at this day, or the music, or the rec, or gosh, I want that shirt, or I want to be able to teach when I get older. And so it's kind of working out together. And so you'll see ideas from Pinterest. I know that's like fairly new. How did we do it before Pinterest? And then we have old decorations that we have one certain member who she passed away, but she painted like great paintings. But we've utilized those paintings over and over again, because we would always think, okay, where can we use that painting for this theme? And we just need talented staff members, and they're just ideas of, oh, let's have this banner printed somewhere or whatnot. So, and then we have the social medias now, we try and advertise everywhere. Oh no, that's just for ideas. And then getting decorations from local churches. So I think the last, I'm gonna say, within the 10 years, we've been lucky to have a nearby church that we could get their decorations and then pass it on here.
That's one of the things that's nice about doing it later in the summer, is that everybody else has done theirs, so we get to go and enjoy the fruit of their labor.
Right. Assuming they use the same theme, because there are a lot of VBS themes out there, and so if they happen to use the same, let's say, concretes and cranes, then hopefully, oh gosh, can we, and most of them, actually almost all of them, are willing to go ahead and take them all, and then if you could just pay it forward. So that's what's neat about it, all right?
So what if they had a VBS and nobody came? Well, that would be a horrible thing, isn't it? And so we do advertising, and far and away the most effective advertising that we have for VBS is to have a really good VBS, because if the kids come and they learn about the Lord and they're excited about what they're learning and they have a good time and they have good snacks, they go and tell their friends, and that is the absolute best advertising that there is. We do other things like Facebook boosts and posts and whatever free media we can get from our local media. We also go and pass out flyers. With every year I've been here, we've had kids from Solutions for Change come and participate as well, and that's because we make the effort to go out and let them know what we're doing. So advertising is an important part of VBS as well, because if we're going to do it, we want as many kids here as possible.
Right. And next one is equipment. You know, running the Vacation Bible School, sometimes it does take some equipment, and I'm talking about laptops for during registration. Even, let's see, what other equipment? Having a right sound system, making sure that we have enough fans, electric fans inside the classrooms, because we have one classroom that has the AC and everyone else, they need to rely on a fan.
I teach in the one that has the AC.
Lucky! And little things like that. So you just need those equipment to kind of get it running. And actually last year, SDG&E decided to do something in our property, and they had sent out a letter that, okay, we'll be changing, where are they changing exactly?
They put a smart pole in for us.
A smart pole, like back in the field area, and had told Becky and Pastor Frank that they were only gonna do it at this time. And it landed on Monday, and Becky and Pastor Frank kept asking them, are you sure that's our Vacation Bible School? It starts at 5:30, but really we need it on at, because there was a power outage the whole entire time, and 3 o'clock came along and it wasn't coming on, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and by then we're already kind of reeling.
Getting the candles.
Candles, or what should we do? Should we cancel? And we're like, no, we should still do it. Let's just open up the windows. Well, what will happen? We end at 8:45. It's pretty dark. And what are we going to do with the rally? Like, we won't be able to show any videos, and this whole pre-planning thing, it's like, whoop, it just kind of went out the window. But then again, that second part is the prayer, and everyone, I think, just prayed so hard at that time. And people, a lot of our staff kept talking to them, like, when is it? You know, our kids. And I think Becky and I were so sweaty because we were making the stage happen. Like, okay, well, if that's not on, then we need to be ready. And okay, let's open up the window. Oh, it was like we were dripping sweat. I believe it's at 5:26. Mind you, our Vacation Bible School started at 5:30 sharp. It was.
So we had the kids lining up and we didn't have any power, so I guess the pole was smarter than the guys who were working on it.
And I think we'll remember to have a generator handy, and we might have to just get that party trailer sooner, because they have a generator in that party trailer thing. So because we normally don't get it until on the third day. So, all right.
Vehicles, and we, as I said, talking about advertising, you want as many kids here as possible, and not every kid who should be at VBS has a parent who can get them here, or a vehicle to, obviously they don't drive themselves, but so we have made it our practice to put out, and especially with Solutions for Change kids, that we will go and pick them up. And pretty much every year since I've been here, Angela and I have gone out early and picked up kids and brought them back, and Solutions has different locations in that, so there have been years where we go to three different places to pick them up, and then afterwards we take them back. And so having as many vehicles and volunteers available as possible gives us a better opportunity to bring as many kids as possible to VBS.
And then we have our pre and or post celebrations. Celebrating with that, it could be something like, I I think it just started like 3 years ago, where we've kind of changed the schedule on our Friday to where we took out the crafts time. And so, like what Pastor Frank was mentioning about the Smocket game, which you'll see in tomorrow's video, where we would have a party trailer, and then him and I will have like something going on, because we want the kids to either bring more friends, or I don't know, more offering, or more of something, and you and I would just have like a friendly competition, and whoever wins will have something happening that Friday. And so we've had things like our pies got thrown in our faces. Actually, not even thrown. They were smothered on our faces.
And most of you have really bad aim. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, my ears kind of kept getting a pie for some reason. But that was interesting, having the almond whipped cream. So no more almond. Woo! I love almond, but that was very interesting. And then having the ices, the kids look forward to that, especially when we have years where it's really, really, really hot. So, and then we have things too, not just for the students, but even for the staff. So we have a tradition also on the Friday night, is where we go to a landmark here in Vista, Pepper Tree Frosty, and we're kind of even debating where we should record our day 5 over there at Pepper Tree Frosty, but we'll see. So, but things like that, and even having a thank you celebration for staff, like going swimming in someone's house, or giving them little trinkets, actually even a bottle of water. They're just so happy with that, especially like I said, with the hot summer months. It's thank you for the bottle of water, or a candy, or something. So, because they're just working so hard, and it's to have them get recognized, it's amazing. And even for the students, when they memorize the verses, and when they bring a friend, or memorize the scripture. Oh, I just said that verses, scripture. So, all right.
So, in regard to skits, we want to present the gospel in a way that draws the kids in, and so we have various skits, and one of the highlights is that there's a drama every morning at the opening rally with a story line that goes with the theme, that the kids can start at the beginning and follow through until its completion. We do different things to try and draw the kids in. Our youth frequently have different skits and various things that so that there's real live action and real live fun going on, and it can get really loud in here when we're having a good time.
Decorations, and we've mentioned where, let's just say we go all out. If we can fill the sanctuary or the fellowship hall, or gosh, if there's a way to do stuff outside as well, we would do it. Even if the wind breaks the decoration, we would do it. There was one year, I believe it was Ramblin' Road Trip, and we borrowed the equipment from City of Vista. So we have their stop signs, and there are signs that says, yield, turn here. And so that was really interesting. And so it's really important. The kids love it when they go in. They're like, wow. And it's like, oh, I want to sit down, but I want to look. And then we have photo ops, and like what he mentioned about the colossal coaster. We had a lady who made like a tiny version, really, really tiny version of a roller coaster. And yeah, like a cart. Yeah, and you can sit on it and you can take a picture, and it was so realistic. But the funny part is, when Becky and I, when we were raising our hands, like, who wears name tags on a roller coaster? That would be right here. So it's really neat every year to, again, a lot of work, but we always say it's worth it. So.
And part of VBS is everybody who comes is a part of VBS, but there's groups that spend the majority of time together in the classes and in rec and all of the different activities and that. So we like to have shirts in a way that identify the different, especially the staff, but also the kids as well. So we have every year there's an iron on. This is from the In the Wild VBS, and that's just a way of letting the kids know who's working here, because not every adult on the campus is part of VBS, and so it's a way to build camaraderie within the group and also to identify who the leaders are.
And sometimes we'll have extras, and we use that as an incentive for the students that memorize the verses. And so when they wear one of those shirts, they think like, oh my gosh, I am part of them. So as you can see, I'm wearing my Outrigger Island, and I didn't realize after he's wearing green and I'm wearing green. So, but anyway, thank you again so much, and tune in to tomorrow's video. Bye.